Hey YouTube, part 3. That one's done. This one's almost done. Let me give you a little update of what we've done with these beautiful guitars. So since the last video, I spent most of the time polyurethaning the top of this one. And let me show you what I've been using. This is Minwax's fast drying polyurethane. And I gotta tell you something about this, guys. I am thoroughly impressed by the outcome of the job that polyurethane did. If you go back and watch my videos of the first guitar, like this one that I built, I was not real happy with the way that polyurethane worked. It was a spar urethane, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way the finish came out at all. But this one I am really happy with. See if I can give you, now granted the wood top has got some heavy wood grain in it, so we did this on purpose. I also decided on this one to go with a semi-gloss instead of a gloss look on this one. But again, bring the camera over there, you can kind of see. I'll tell you one of the things about this fast drying urethane, it levels out amazingly. It levels out amazingly. No orange peel. In fact, if you look at this one, this was also done with the same semi-gloss fast drying polyurethane, and I am just ecstatic about the outcome of the finish. Now again, you're seeing some wood grain because I put about 4 coats on there. And I guess in order to get rid of the wood grain effect, you'd really have to do some heavy coating on there. But that's the look I wanted. I wanted it to look like that because I didn't want to oversaturate the acoustic top on it. So this one's done. And from the last video, we put in a passive piezo pickup under the saddle. Back here, I installed my electric pickup. I've got volume, tone, and my selector switch for either electric, acoustic, or both. So that was all wired up. Got my strings put on. I did end up on this guitar putting a new nut up on the top because I was getting some buzzing out of the first 2 frets. So apparently the nut on the original was too worn out. So I replaced the nut and got no problems at all with that anymore. And this one, got this polyurethane, got my cover back on. Actually, this guitar, I went ahead and went to a guitar shop and had them refret this neck. I just didn't want to take a chance with this guitar. So I took it to a guitar shop and had them redo the frets for me on here, but the rest of it, everything else I've done. So I'm waiting for the pickup to come in. I'm going with a Fishman on this guitar. I'm going to do a Fishman passive for the acoustic sounds, and I went with the same pickup I did on this guitar on this one, and got 2 new controls and a new selector switch. So front is electric, back is acoustic, and middle is a combination of both. And bought new volume controls for each on this. I'm going to do a different setup on this one and see how I like it. Volume control for the electric, volume control for the acoustic. A lot of the guitars like this one over here, you got volume and tone, and depending on which one you're selecting, it's going to do that. But what I don't like is the fact that they're wired together, and I'm not sure how it's really affecting the tone, especially when they're combined. So chances are on both of these guitars, because of the setup I went with, I should probably have a 4 control, independent volume and tone for each, but that's not what I did with these. So on this guitar, I opted not to go with a tone control because I rarely use tone controls on my guitars. You guys might, that's great. I don't. So I opted with volume and selector. So this is where we're at. I'm just waiting to get the pickup for this wired up. I got to get this one wired, but this one's done. Like I said, we finished the polyurethane on it. Spent a lot of time, you know, I put a coat of polyurethane on, do some light sanding with some, I actually used 2000. Some would say that's, you know, that's wet sanding paper, but it was enough to use that. You could probably use 1200 just to give it a light sanding, wipe it off, and then put your next coat on. After about either 4 or 5 hours, actually says 3 or 4 or 5 hours, or just wait till the next day and put your next coat on. And again, this polyurethane for this purpose worked. I just couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. And quite honestly, with the way this one came out, you know, since you saw the last video, the top, I went ahead and put the top on, glued it in place, clamped it overnight, and then decided to do all my other work after the fact. The first guitar I built, I did everything first and then put the top on. This time around, put the tops on first, and everything seemed to go real smooth. So this is where we are. They are both just about done. I'll do a follow-up video, let you hear what they sound like in the next one. So thanks for tuning in, guys. See you then.